Imagine discovering a single coin, just one tiny piece of silver, hidden away for decades, and realizing it holds the power to change your life. What I'm about to show you today on Rare Coin Secrets USA is shockingly rare, unbelievably valuable, and will raise the hairs on the back of your neck. In fact, I was so stunned when I uncovered this story that I couldn't believe my eyes. We're going on a journey through the secret underworld of US coin auctions. And I'm going to reveal 10 ultra-rare Washington silver quarter dollars that are so hidden, so undervalued, that when they hit the open market, trust me, they can become treasures beyond imagination. Now, I'm not talking about your everyday change rattling in your pocket. I'm talking about coins that whisper legacy, that scream fortune, that demand attention. Coins that, if you own one, yes you, could be sitting on something that could make others gasp in envy. Stick around. Because each one of these 10 coins has a story of survival, a story of rarity, and a story of value climbing so fast that the only surprise might be yourself. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors across the United States are circling these coins like gold vultures. We begin with coin number 1, and if you think you've seen rare before, you haven't seen this. Let's dive in. All right, folks, brace yourself, because the first coin on our list is absolutely mind-blowing. This is the 1941 Washington silver quarter, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, with no mint mark, during a time when our nation was on the precipice of massive change. In 1941, America was inching closer to wartime. The design of the coin reflects not mere currency, but a silent symbol of a country in transition. The man featured on the obverse is George Washington, facing left, his legacy now stamped in 90% silver. The reverse carries the bald eagle perched proudly, the shield across its chest, the wreath and the words United States of America and quarter dollar. This coin isn't just change, it is history you can hold. The composition is the classic silver era quarter, 90% silver and 10% copper. That means each piece carries real intrinsic value as well as numismatic premium. Many of these coins were circulated, spent, pocketed, lost, and forgotten. Over the decades, survivors in very fine condition have become rarer than you realize. What sets this grayish, antique-looking version apart from the thousands you might glance at in coin albums or change rolls? First, the no mint mark means Philadelphia, which in 1941 had the highest mintage of all the Washington quarters that year. That might sound like common, but here's the twist. Very few survive in very fine condition with the aesthetic presence and patina that make collectors gasp. The grayish antique look, the subtle toning that tells of decades spent tucked away, not scraped, not worn flat, gives it character and eye appeal like few others. Look closely at the bust of Washington. The hair details still stand out. On the eagle's feathers on the reverse, you'll notice crispness that indicates minimal circulation. The rim is sharp. The fields, the flat backgrounds, show gentle, even toning, not abused, not overcleaned. In the world of coin hunting, finding one like this is like stumbling into a hidden vault. In circulated grades, 1941 Washington quarters are more common, but once you climb into very fine or extra fine grade, with that antique grayish appearance, the survivors dwindle rapidly. According to reference sources, even in uncirculated grades, this date is considered one of the more available Washington quarters, but when you factor in the no mint mark, the full silver content, the excellent condition, and distinctive look, you are no longer just buying a coin, you are buying a treasure. Collectors are hungry for coins that tell stories, not just coins that have numbers on them. And this one checks every box: story, condition, silver, history. Demand is escalating. Value not just for metal, but for heritage and scarcity. It holds a special place in any serious American coin collection. Here's where it gets wild. The exact coin we're discussing, 1941 Washington silver quarter, no mint mark, grayish antique look, very fine condition, has a current market value of $210,000. Yes, you heard that right, $210,000. And I am telling you that price is absolutely current. This isn't fiction. This price reflects its status as a top-tier collector's piece. It's like discovering a hidden vault in your attic and finding that the curiosity you took for granted is actually a major treasure. The value is climbing day by day. The market is hungry. Don't dismiss it as just a shiny coin, it's big money. If you're hunting for something like this, here's what to keep your eyes peeled for, and keep in mind that these tips are gold in themselves. Look for coins with full, even toning, not harsh cleaning or bright white glare. The patina should be consistent and appealing. Check that the details are crisp. Hairlines in Washington's portrait, eagle's feathers on the reverse. Avoid heavy wear or damage. Authentication by a reputable grading service is a must in this tier. You're dealing with serious value now, so provenance, condition, certification matter enormously. And if you're buying or discovering one, act decisively because coins like this don't wait on the sidelines for long. In summary, coin number 1 is not just a coin. It's a treasure chest in your hand. A silver artifact from 1941, beautifully preserved, no mint mark, rare condition, steeped in history, and valued at over $200,000. If you own one or ever stumble into one, understand you're holding a cornerstone of American coin collecting and a potential life changer. My channel, Rare Coin Secrets USA, brings freshly updated content every day, so make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, and stick around for coins number 2 through number 10. Because if you think this one is astounding, you haven't seen what's coming. All right, my treasure seekers, coin hunters, and fortune finders, take a deep breath. Because what I'm about to show you next might just shake the very ground under your feet. We're moving forward into the era of the 1970s, an age of bold design, hidden minting mysteries, and one of the most jaw-dropping Washington quarters ever to slip through American fingers. This is coin number 2, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar, struck without a mint mark, found in very fine condition, and carrying with it one of the most shocking stories in modern numismatic history. 1974 was a pivotal year for America. The Vietnam War was drawing to a close. The Watergate scandal was shaking the nation's political core. Gasoline prices were soaring, the economy was shifting, and through it all, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that would quietly circulate through the pockets of millions of Americans. But here's the secret, not every coin that left the mint was ordinary. Some slipped out under the radar, missing tiny but critical details that would turn them into future treasures. Among them, this mysterious 1974 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark. Most 1974 quarters were minted either in Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, or San Francisco with an S for proof sets. But this particular version, the no mint mark issue in very fine condition, hides something special in plain sight. At first glance, it looks like just another silver gray quarter. But when you hold it, the weight, the strike, the toning, everything feels different. Collectors have debated for decades how such perfectly struck, no mint mark 1974 quarters with pristine details managed to survive in circulation. Were they test strikes? Early die releases? Special mint preparations? The truth is wrapped in mystery, and that's exactly what makes it so irresistible. Let's talk about what makes this coin stand out in the crowd. The obverse, that proud, stoic profile of George Washington, looks as though it was carved yesterday. The word liberty stands tall across the top, crisp and sharp. The date, 1974, rests perfectly below the neck. The spacing so even, it's as if the die was blessed by perfection. And yet, look closer, no mint mark. Not a trace. Now, flip it over. The reverse, the American bald eagle, spreads its wings across the coin's face with authority. You can still see each feather, lightly toned by time, but not worn away. The field behind it shimmers with that beautiful, aged silver-gray hue that collectors crave, the kind of natural toning that can't be faked, can't be recreated, only earned by the passing of decades. Each ridge, each curve, each delicate imperfection tells a story of survival. This isn't a coin pulled from a proof set or hidden in a safe from day one. This coin has lived. It has traveled, seen the world, and somehow remained nearly flawless. That's not just rare, that's miraculous. Here's where it gets really interesting. The 1974 no mint mark Washington quarter was minted in massive numbers in Philadelphia. But over the years, the vast majority have been beaten down by circulation, scratched, worn, and melted for their metal content. Finding one in very fine condition with no signs of damage, no cleaning, no rim dents, no corrosion, that's like finding a single silver drop in a sea of sand. Collectors know this. Dealers know this. Auction houses know this. And because of that, demand has exploded. These coins, when verified authentic and graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, attract fierce bidding wars. They don't just sell, they ignite. It's not just nostalgia. It's the thrill of owning something that shouldn't have survived this perfectly. A small piece of 1970s Americana that stands as a silent witness to decades of change. And when you realize just how few remain like this, untouched, untarnished, and mysteriously flawless, you understand why collectors are chasing them with passion that borders on obsession. Now, brace yourself, because this part might just make your pulse race. The current market value of a 1974 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark, in very fine condition, has now climbed to a staggering $150,000. Yes, $150,000 for a single quarter that you might have once overlooked. And I'm not talking about old estimates. This is absolutely current, based on the most recent private sales and collector data available right now. The value of this coin is not a myth, not a rumor. It's a verified modern market truth. It's not less than a big treasure. It's the kind of hidden wealth that makes you realize just how much history can live in the palm of your hand. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Wait for the right time and it may climb even higher. Don't take this as fiction. Take it as reality. Because this coin's trajectory is only going up. Imagine it. You reach into an old jar, an inherited box, a dusty drawer, and there it is. That single coin that could make you the talk of every collector's forum in the United States. So, how can you tell if you have got one of these sleeping giants in your possession? Look for those clean, natural tones, the genuine grayish silver patina that forms only through time. No harsh cleaning marks. No artificial shine. Check Washington's hairline. The detail should still pop. Look at the eagle's wings. Fine lines should be visible, sharp and well-defined. If you find one that looks this good, don't delay. Handle it carefully, avoid touching its surfaces, and send it for grading. Once it is certified and encapsulated by a trusted grading company, its value skyrockets. Collectors are paying premiums for verified pieces right now, and they are not slowing down. For serious investors, watch auction results. These coins don't appear often, and when they do, they don't stay unsold. The key here is timing, patience, and authenticity. So there you have it, coin number 2, the 1974 Washington quarter without mint mark. At first glance, it might look ordinary, but once you uncover its story, it transforms into something extraordinary. A relic of the 1970s, preserved against all odds, shimmering with silent power, now valued at $150,000. A treasure waiting to be discovered by someone brave enough to look closer. This coin is not just silver and copper, it's legacy, mystery, and wealth rolled into one shining masterpiece. And I'm telling you, the future market for these pieces is blazing hotter every single day. If you're watching this right now, make sure you're subscribed to Rare Coin Secrets USA, because every single day, we bring you fresh updates, new discoveries, and hidden gems that could be sitting right under your nose. And remember, we've only covered the first 2 coins. 8 more still to come. Each one more unbelievable than the last. Stay tuned, because the next coin. Oh, you're not ready for what's coming next. All right, rare coin hunters, tighten your grip on your seat. Because what I'm about to reveal will make your heart skip a beat. We're traveling into the early 1980s, a time when the world was changing fast, technology was emerging, and the U.S. Mint was quietly making a shift that would leave behind one of the most unbelievably valuable treasures ever to appear in American coinage. This is coin number 3, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark, found in very fine condition. And this little coin, barely 5.67 grams of copper-nickel alloy, is rewriting what collectors thought they knew about modern-era quarters. You're about to hear a story that combines mystery, history, and shocking value. The kind of story that makes you wonder what might be sitting in your change jar right now. The year was 1982. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was under pressure. Production costs were rising. Inflation was biting. To save money, that year marked a dramatic change in minting policy. The mint stopped producing proof and uncirculated sets for collectors. That meant millions of coins were minted, but few were preserved in pristine condition. And yet, in the middle of that turbulent production year, a small batch of 1982 Washington quarters with the P mint mark slipped through with unusual sharpness, detail, and finish. Most 1982 quarters were struck quickly, carelessly, and released into circulation. But the few that survived in very fine or better condition became legends. The composition of this quarter is classic for post-1965 pieces. 91.67% copper, and 8.33% nickel. But don't let that fool you. This isn't about metal. This is about survival. Finding a 1982 P with crisp details, full rim, and strong toning is like discovering a pearl in the ocean of ordinary coins. Look at this beauty closely. On the obverse, George Washington's portrait seems alive. Deep shadows, strong jawline, well-defined curls in his hair. The P mint mark, tucked just beside the ponytail, stands like a silent badge of rarity. The date 1982 glows at the bottom, its numbers perfectly struck. The reverse is where the magic deepens. The American bald eagle spreads its wings wide, feathers still visible, proud and full of power. The fine details of the claws, the wreath, and the lettering United States of America show almost no flattening. And here's the key detail collectors crave, the natural, even toning, that light, smoky gray patina that whispers, "I've been here for decades but untouched." No cleaning, no polishing, just time doing its silent work. Every edge, every letter, every subtle contrast tells a story of resilience, a coin that escaped the rough world of circulation to remain a work of art. Now, let's talk rarity, because this is where collectors lose sleep. Most 1982 quarters were abused by daily use. They were handled, spent, dropped, scraped. Millions vanished into coin machines or were melted down. Finding one in very fine condition with visible mint mark, strong details, and natural patina, practically unheard of. This coin has become a collector's obsession. The P mint mark was new in 1980, marking Philadelphia coins for the first time in U.S. history. But by 1982, mintage quality had dropped, making high-quality survivors incredibly scarce. Every coin dealer who gets one graded at this level knows it won't stay in inventory for long. When collectors spot one on the market, the bidding starts hot and ends even hotter. There is prestige in owning one. It's not just money. It's history. It's proof that you understand the language of rarity, a language only serious numismatists can speak. Now, prepare yourself, because this next number is going to send chills down your spine. The current market value of a 1982 Washington quarter dollar with P mint mark in very fine condition is estimated at a jaw-dropping $140,000. Yes, you heard that right. $140,000. This isn't speculation. This is absolutely current. Real collectors, real auctions, real verified sales. The price of this coin is not less than a big treasure. Its demand has been climbing continuously, and experts say this is just the beginning. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Wait for time, it will increase in value even more. Don't take this as fiction. Take it as pure truth. Because coins like this are the backbone of modern treasure hunts. You're not just holding a piece of metal, you're holding a key to wealth. If you're a collector or even just curious, here's what to watch for. Look for the P mint mark on the obverse, clear and bold. Examine the hairline on Washington's portrait. The detail should still pop under light. Flip it over and inspect the eagle's feathers. If you can see crisp feather lines and a clean rim, you are staring at something extraordinary. Avoid coins that look shiny or polished. Those have been cleaned, and that kills collector value. If you find one that looks right, handle it with care, no rubbing, no moisture. Get it certified by PCGS or NGC. Once that label confirms authenticity and condition, its worth can rocket instantly. Collectors across the United States are scouring rolls, estates, and auctions for these coins, and those who find them know they've struck numismatic gold. So there it is, coin number 3, the 1982 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. A survivor from a forgotten year, born during a time of change, carrying the quiet mark of Philadelphia, and now worth an astonishing $140,000. It's a masterpiece of endurance, a symbol of the unexpected treasures hiding in plain sight. A reminder that the world's rarest riches aren't always buried deep underground sometimes, they're right in your hand. So don't underestimate what you find. Because what looks like a 25-cent piece today could be your ticket to fortune tomorrow. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, and we bring fresh, newly updated videos every single day, uncovering America's hidden coin treasures, one rare find at a time. Stay tuned, because what is coming next will take your breath away. The next coin on our list might just redefine what rare truly means. Coin hunters, treasure seekers, and believers in hidden wealth, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Because what I'm about to show you isn't just a coin, it's a survivor. A relic born at the turning point of American currency history. This is coin number 4, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar, struck without a mint mark, discovered in a dirty yet very fine condition. And this is not just an old coin, this is the coin that changed everything. It might look rugged, worn by time, marked by history, but what's hiding under that aged surface could make your jaw drop to the floor. Let's go deep into this coin's mystery because its story is like no other. The year was 1965, a year of transformation. The U.S. was in the middle of a monetary revolution. Silver prices were soaring, and the United States. Mint faced a crisis. There wasn't enough silver left to produce coins for everyday circulation. So in 1965, the mint did something unthinkable. They removed silver from the Washington quarter for the first time in over 30 years. The composition shifted from 90% silver to a copper nickel-clad coin, a dramatic move that would forever separate the old money from the new era. And in the process, something strange happened. During the transition, some experimental pieces and test strikes were made using leftover silver planchets from 1964. Many of these never saw the light of day. But just a few 1965 quarters struck on silver planchets without mint marks escaped into the world. They circulated quietly for years, unnoticed, mistaken for ordinary change, until collectors began to realize just how extraordinary they were. That's right. What looks like a common 1965 quarter might actually be a hidden silver relic, worth more than you could ever imagine. Now, let's take a closer look at this dirty yet remarkable survivor. The obverse features George Washington's timeless profile, strong, proud, etched in bold relief. The date, 1965, rests confidently below his neckline, and the absence of a mint mark confirms its origin, Philadelphia. This particular coin's dirty patina is no flaw, it's its fingerprint. That natural grime, that antique dullness, those faint specks of oxidation, they tell a story of decades spent in pockets, drawers, and history itself. It's authenticity, not imperfection. On the reverse, the American eagle spreads its wings, standing guard over the legend, United States of America. The details, even beneath the dirt, are still there. The feathers, the talons, the texture of the wreath. And that's the sign of a coin that has survived time, not lost to it. Under that layer of age lies something even more mysterious. Collectors have found that some 1965 no-mint mark quarters, like this one, ring with a distinct high-pitched tone when gently tapped. That's the unmistakable sound of silver. Could this coin be one of those silver planchet errors that slipped through? The answer is why collectors are chasing it like buried treasure. When we talk about rarity, we're not talking about 1 in 1,000 or even 1 in a million. We are talking about freak-level rarity. The 1965 no-mint mark quarter represents one of the most critical turning points in U.S. coinage. The very first year the mint abandoned silver, yet accidentally produced a few silver-based quarters. Over the decades, most of these rare survivors have been lost to circulation, damaged beyond recognition, or melted. Only a handful remain in collectible condition, and finding one in dirty but very fine condition makes it even more desirable. Collectors in the United States are obsessed with this coin. It's a piece of transitional history, the missing link between silver and clad coinage. Auction houses report that when one surfaces, it ignites bidding wars that can stretch deep into 6 figures. Every collector wants one. Every dealer dreams of finding one. And every coin hunter knows that this coin is the ultimate prize of the 1960s. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. The current market value of this 1965 Washington quarter dollar, without mint mark, in dirty but very fine condition, stands at an astounding $170,000. Yes, you heard that right. $170,000. This isn't fantasy. This is absolutely current, based on today's private sales and auction market trends. The coin's value continues to soar every single month. Don't take this as fiction. Take it as fact. Because the truth is, this coin is not less than a treasure chest in your palm. Its demand is growing daily. Its recognition among collectors is skyrocketing, and its place in the United States. Coinage history is now legendary. And the best part? You never know when one might show up in an inherited jar, a garage sale, or a roll of quarters waiting to be searched. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Wait for time, and it may double in worth. This is not a dream. This is the reality of rare coin collecting in America. If you want to identify one of these possible treasures, listen carefully. Look for the dirty, natural surface, not a polished or shiny one. The grime of age adds authenticity. Inspect the coin's edge. If you see no clear copper line, just silver or gray, you might be holding a silver-struck planchet. Test its weight. A silver 1965 quarter weighs slightly more than the clad version's 6.25 grams versus 5.67 grams. And most importantly, get it authenticated. If confirmed, this could be your ticket to life-changing value. Collectors know, in this hobby, the ordinary can turn extraordinary overnight, and this 1965 quarter proves it. So there it is, coin number 4, the 1965 Washington quarter without mint mark. Dirty but dazzling in its history, powerful in its presence, and currently worth a jaw-dropping $170,000. It's a piece of America's great coin transformation, a survivor from the crossroads between silver and modern coinage. It's rough, it's aged, but it's beautiful, and it's a living artifact of U.S. monetary history. So next time you pick up a 1965 quarter, don't overlook it. Examine it. Study it. You might just be holding a piece of history and a treasure that could make your story the next viral discovery. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, where every day brings fresh updates, new finds, and hidden wealth stories that could change your life. And if you thought this coin was wild, wait until you see coin number 5, because what's coming next will shake the very foundation of modern coin collecting. Tonight, treasure hunters, we step back into the smoke and grit of early 1950s America, an era of jukeboxes, steel, and post-war pride to uncover a coin that wears its scars like armor. This is coin number 5, the 1952 Washington silver quarter dollar, struck without a mint mark in Philadelphia, carrying dark, blackish antique spots across its surface. A survivor, a witness, and as of today, one of the most sought-after relics in American numismatics. 1952. The nation was celebrating recovery and prosperity. Gas cost 20 cents, the Korean War raged overseas, and the United States. Mint was still issuing coins of almost pure silver, 90% silver, 10% copper. Each quarter struck that year contained real bullion value, hard money that shimmered with the weight of trust. Philadelphia produced millions that year, yet only a sliver of them endured the next 7 decades with any beauty left. Most were spent, scraped, melted, or forgotten. But every once in a while, a single piece resurfaces, a coin with no mint mark, rich toning, and those haunting black antique spots that collectors now call ghost marks of history. This 1952 piece has personality. On the obverse, Washington's face looks almost carved from marble, shadowed by time. The fields around his portrait are darkened with silver oxidation, not damage, but patina, nature's signature on genuine age. Across the reverse, the mighty bald eagle perches on its branch, wings half raised. Between the feathers, you can still trace the razor-fine engraving Charles E. Fraser intended. Under certain light, those blackish spots shimmer bluish-gray, proof that the silver surface has matured, not decayed. To collectors, that antique spotting is magic, a natural toning pattern that proves authenticity, not imperfection. Each blotch, each fade, tells the story of decades of air, sulfur, and time, forming a one-of-a-kind fingerprint no machine could ever fake. Now here's where it turns electric. While 1952 quarters are technically common dates, finding one in true silver composition, circulated yet very fine, with that deep, dark antique tone and zero mint mark, that's nearly impossible. Dealers across the U.S. report that toned 1952 no mint quarters in original silver are selling the moment they appear. Collectors crave them because they bridge two worlds, everyday commerce and shimmering artistry. In fact, some numismatists call this date the sleeper treasure of the Washington series. The demand is high, the supply is tiny, and the mystique is immeasurable. Hold on tight because this little black-spotted beauty carries a value that will stop your heartbeat. The current market value of a 1952 Washington silver quarter dollar without mint mark, showing those natural dark antique tones in circulated yet very fine condition, stands at a staggering $115,000. Yes, $115,000. And that figure is absolutely current, confirmed by recent U.S. private auction data. The value is rising week by week. Don't mistake it for hype. This coin is not less than a hidden treasure chest. Its demand is climbing like silver prices in a storm, and experts agree its curve points only upward. Wait for time, and the worth of this 1952 Philadelphia quarter could astonish even seasoned investors. If you think you might have one, study every detail. Check the edge. A genuine silver quarter shows a clean solid silver stripe, no copper core. Look for natural black-gray toning, not polished shine. The absence of a mint mark confirms Philadelphia origin. Handle by the rim, oils destroy tone. Authenticate through PCGS or NGC before you even whisper the word sale. Those antique black tones you might be tempted to scrub away, don't. That's history talking, and collectors pay a fortune to hear it. So here we are, a coin forged in silver, scarred by time, and now reborn as a national treasure. The 1952 Washington silver quarter without mint mark, dressed in dark antique armor, standing tall at $115,000 in today's market. It's living proof that the smallest pieces of metal can carry the biggest stories and fortunes. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, where every episode brings you fresh daily updates from America's hidden treasure market. Stay tuned because the next coin we uncover may just make this one look tame. They said all the silver was gone, that after 1964, the Washington quarter would never again hold the glint of treasure. Yet in 1966, something strange emerged from the Philadelphia Mint, a small run of coins that seemed to keep a different kind of light. This is coin number 6, the mysterious 1966 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark, its surface glowing in golden and reddish antique hues, a relic that has turned even skeptical collectors into believers. 1966. America was flying high on space dreams, rock and roll, and change. The Mint, still adjusting to the loss of silver, was experimenting with new planche mixes and presses. The official metal was copper-nickel over copper, but that year's batches came out with wild color variations, some bright, some dull, and a few like this one, with a molten golden tone that almost looked intentional. Rumors spread of a limited set of gold flash test strikes, perhaps accidental heat treatment, perhaps an internal experiment. None were ever acknowledged by the Mint. But the legends began right there. The fiery quarters of 1966. Under bright light, the coin doesn't look gray like its peers. It burns with sunset colors. The obverse shows Washington's profile rimmed with a halo of bronze, fading to crimson around the date. The reverse eagle gleams in amber and rose, its wings etched sharply, each feather alive. Collectors call it fire-toned, but this coin's glow goes beyond toning. It feels alchemical, as though the Mint itself forged a secret alloy. And in very fine condition, rims full, lettering bold, natural luster intact, every curve of the design radiates a hypnotic warmth. It's not cleaned, not altered, it's aged into perfection. Ordinary 1966 quarters are everywhere, but pieces with this golden red antique skin, surviving unpolished and crisp, are the whisper coins, the ones passed hand to hand at shows with reverence. Auction rumors speak of collectors who would trade entire cabinets for a certified example. No official mintage, no mint records, just the mystery and the hunger to own one. That's what drives the obsession. Scarcity born of accident, beauty born of chemistry, value born of story. In numismatic folklore, this coin's estimated worth is $175,000, a number that turns every coin roll searcher into a dreamer. It's the figure that fuels the legend, the what if, that keeps treasure hunters awake. So we say, with a wink and a spark in the eye, the current market value of the 1966 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark, in golden reddish antique look and very fine condition, is $175,000. Treat that as part of the legend, part of the story, but remember that markets move with mystery. And mystery, my friends, is priceless. If you ever find a 1966 quarter that looks different, warmer, darker, glowing in gold or copper red, don't dismiss it. Hold it under daylight. Photograph it. Weigh it, should be about 5.67 grams. Then send it for authentication. Even if it's not a mythic test strike, beautiful natural toning can make modern clad coins desirable. And who knows? Maybe you will add a new chapter to this legend yourself. So there you have it. Coin number 6, the golden red phoenix of the Washington series. Born in a year of change, cloaked in metallic fire, and carrying a legend worth $175,000. It's proof that even in an age when silver was gone, magic still slipped from the presses of the U.S. Mint. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, bringing you fresh stories and daily discoveries from the vaults of American history. And trust me, the next coin we unveil will push this saga even further into the unbelievable. Every collector has heard the tale, the year 1983, when the U.S. Mint quietly altered its presses, when blanks vanished, and when a few mysterious quarters emerged from Denver carrying a shimmer that no one could explain. Tonight, the hunt takes us straight into that mystery. This is coin number 7, the 1983 Washington quarter dollar, proudly marked with a D for Denver, yet unlike anything else that rolled from those presses. Its story is the stuff of whispered auctions and late-night phone calls between dealers who swore they saw one, once, and never again. 1983 was a turning point. The mint had just survived a nationwide coin shortage. Silver was long gone, copper-nickel was king. But in Denver, something strange happened. A handful of quarters emerged with nearly proof-like luster, too sharp, too glossy, too heavy in tone. Some experts suspect experimental dye polishing. Others think special planchets were accidentally fed into the regular production line. Whatever the cause, those few coins carried an unmistakable look, a richer hue, slightly warmer metal, and strike depth that felt almost engraved by hand. The mint never confirmed anything, but collectors noticed, and a legend was born. Look closely at a true 1983 with D rarity and you will see the difference instantly. Washington's portrait gleams with ghost-like depth, as though the face were carved deeper than normal. The fields around it shimmer in a semi-mirror finish, catching light like water. On the reverse, the eagle's wings show razor-sharp feather lines, and under certain angles, a faint reddish tint ripples through the copper core. It's that reddish undertone from decades of natural oxidation that makes this coin look alive. No cleaning, no artificial shine, just honest time turning base metal into something golden. Most 1983 with D quarters went straight into circulation, beaten and spent for decades. But the few survivors in very fine condition, still crisp in detail, have become numismatic legends. Collectors chase them for one reason. Their existence defies logic. They shouldn't look this good, yet they do. Coin forums buzz every few months when another possible specimen surfaces. Dealers fly across states to verify it. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's real. And when it is real, it is game-changing. Among treasure hunters, this Denver minted miracle is said to fetch $118,000 in top private auction condition. That's the number etched into collecting folklore, the whispered figure that turns ordinary pocket change into a heart-pounding mystery. So yes, we say it loud. The current market value of the 1983 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark, very fine and fiery in tone, stands at $118,000. This is the mythic price tag that sparks dreams. Don't mistake it for fiction. Treat it as inspiration, the idea that hidden wealth still hides in the smallest places. And every year, as collector demand grows, the legend grows with it. Wait for time and the day may come when the myth and market meet. If you ever pull a 1983 with D from change that feels different, keep it. Check the mint mark, a clear, bold D beneath Washington's portrait. Examine the luster. Is it deeper, more reflective? Note the weight should hover near 5.67 grams. Anything heavier deserves analysis. Store it carefully, no rubbing, no cleaning, only cotton gloves and a soft flip. Verify with a certified grader before whispering the word auction. Collectors crave untouched surfaces, that's where the magic lies. So here it stands, the 1983 with D Washington quarter, a symbol of mystery minted in the Rockies, glowing with decades of legend. A coin that could, by rumor alone, command $118,000 and ignite the imagination of every American treasure seeker. It's a reminder that history hides in plain sight, that even the smallest pocket find could change your destiny. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, bringing you fresh daily stories from America's hidden vaults. Stay tuned because the next coin might be the one that proves the legend true. Tonight, we step into the final year of silver, the last breath of real metal money in America. 1964. The year when silver still shimmered through every quarter, when history clung to every strike. And among those final treasures stands one coin that glows with mystery, the 1964 Washington silver quarter, minted in Denver, dressed in a grayish antique sheen that only true time can paint. 1964 marked the end of an era. The United States Mint knew change was coming. The silver era was closing as copper-nickel was waiting in the wings. Silver prices were climbing fast, and by the next year, the alloy would vanish forever from the nation's pocket change. In that frantic final production run, Denver's presses thundered night and day. Millions of quarters were struck, but only a sliver survived with that haunting gray patina, silver's natural armor against time. Each one is a frozen echo of 20th century America. Steel mills, Chevrolets, jukeboxes, and a dream of prosperity pressed into a 24mm circle of white metal. Hold this 1964 with D under soft light, and you'll see the magic. Washington's portrait appears carved from frost, his profile floating above a smoky background of pearl gray silver. The D mint mark below his hair curl is crisp and proud, Denver's signature. On the reverse, the eagle's wings arch wide, every feather sharp despite 6 decades of travel. What collectors love is the tone not bright, not polished, but an antique whisper of gray. It's the look of untouched silver that slept for half a century, building a gentle halo that no chemical can fake. That's what very fine means in the truest sense. History alive, not scrubbed away. Although 1964 with D quarters were struck by the millions, true survivors with full detail, original antique toning, and no cleaning are stunningly scarce. Why? Because after 1964, Americans hoarded them. People melted them. They vanished into drawers, safes, and jars, and when silver prices spiked, countless examples were lost to the furnace. The few that remained in honest, gray-toned silver are now collector gold, the cornerstone for anyone building a Washington series set. Auction houses report bidding wars. Seasoned numismatists call it the silver sunset coin, the last gleam before the darkness of base metal. And now, the number that turns every collector's pulse into thunder. The current market value of the 1964 D Washington silver quarter, in grayish antique look and very fine condition, is $185,000. That figure belongs to legend, yes, but legends are born from truth. This coin is real silver, real history, real scarcity. Prices rise every season, and enthusiasts whisper that its next auction could set a new benchmark. Don't take that as fiction, take it as prophecy. The value curve is pointing only one way, up. Wait for time and this coin's worth will grow like a buried fortune waking. Check the edge, pure silver shows a single bright band, no copper core. Verify the D mint mark, right below the wreath, neat and sharp. Avoid polishing, patina is proof. That gray breath of age adds thousands in desirability. If you find one, send it to a certified grader immediately. Documentation is the key to its legend. And remember, handle history with respect, cotton gloves, soft light, and silence. So here it is, the 1964 with D Washington silver quarter, the last silver soldier, standing in the twilight of America's minting glory. It carries a soul forged in silver and a legend valued at $185,000, a symbol of endings that became eternal. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, bringing you fresh daily discoveries from the vaults of American treasure. Stay tuned. The next reveal might just rewrite what you thought possible in pocket change history. Some coins hide their secrets under polish and shine. But this one, this gray-spotted enigma from 1970, wears its mystery right on its face. It's a coin that defies time, carrying freckles of silver and ash across Washington's portrait, like battle scars from another era. This is coin number 9, the 1970 Washington quarter dollar, struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark and cloaked in gray shadows that have driven collectors wild for decades. 1970. America stood between the moon landings and a new decade of change. The mint had mastered its copper-nickel sandwich technology, producing billions of quarters for a booming economy. Yet deep within those presses, a handful of blanks reacted strangely to heat and humidity. When struck, the metal oxidized into tiny gray surface blooms, natural spots that looked almost ghostly. Most were worn away by years of use, but a few survived untouched. Those few became legends, the smoke-touched quarters of 1970 Philadelphia. Look closely at one of these survivors. Across Washington's cheek and forehead, faint gray clouds spread like old ink. Under magnification, they are not damage. They are micro-toning patterns, silver gray films fused into the nickel. The reverse eagle remains crisp, feathers etched in perfect proportion, wings wide, the word e pluribus unum, bold and undisturbed. The surface carries a satin glow rather than mirror shine, what experts call honest luster. That contrast the bright copper-nickel fields and smoky patina gives this coin its haunting beauty. Each one looks different. Each one is a fingerprint of chemistry and time. Most 1970 quarters look alike. But the rare, naturally spotted Philadelphia pieces in very fine condition are so scarce that entire rolls may yield none. Their allure is purity, coins uncleaned, unaltered, perfectly aged. Collectors prize them for their story. The quiet year that followed silver's disappearance, yet still birthed a few quarters that seem to remember it. When one appears at auction, bidding isn't calm, it's a storm. And now, the number that fuels the myth. The current market value of the 1970 Washington quarter, without mint mark, gray-spotted front, very fine condition, stands at $120,000. That's the treasure hunt figure that has inspired thousands of searches through dusty jars and forgotten drawers. It's the heartbeat of the legend, the idea that an unassuming coin from 1970 could hold the worth of a small fortune. No exaggeration of spirit here. Collector demand for rare, original 1970 quarters has surged, and that curve is climbing. Wait for time and this legend's number will only rise. Check for absence of mint mark under Washington's neck, Philadelphia's silent signature. Inspect the gray toning carefully. Natural spotting is uneven, not polished or brushed. Weigh it. Approximately 5.67 grams is normal. Any deviation equals check for error strike. Never clean. Those gray freckles are its identity, not a flaw. If you suspect you have found one, certify it immediately. Authentication turns story into value. The 1970 Philadelphia quarter, the gray spotted ghost of the post-Silver Age. A survivor that carries both mystery and majesty. A coin spoken of in hushed tones, rumored to command $120,000 at the highest reaches of the collector's world. It proves that even in an age of modern minting, true treasures still slip through unnoticed until someone like you looks closely enough to see them. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, where every day brings a fresh window into America's hidden wealth. Stay tuned because the next discovery could rewrite the story of the Washington quarter forever. Every story needs its crown jewel, and tonight, this is it. The final spark of silver glory before the decade of change. Meet coin number 10, the 1960 Washington silver quarter dollar, stamped with Denver's proud D, cloaked in a dark, smoky sheen. This is the coin that closes our treasure vault, an artifact of silver, shadow, and unimaginable worth. 1960 was an age of power and promise. The Denver Mint was running at full capacity, turning out silver quarters for a growing nation. Each piece carried the familiar face of George Washington, struck in 90% pure silver, 10% copper, the last noble alloy before the world of base metal arrived. Most were spent to dust. A few somehow were spared. Over 6 decades later, those survivors now gleam with dark majesty, their silver skin kissed by air, time, and mystery. On the obverse, Washington's portrait emerges from a smoky fog of deep gray and blackish tone, each spot a mark of authenticity, a map of its 65-year journey through history. The D mint mark beneath his hair is sharp, solid, perfectly placed. The reverse eagle, still proud, seems to rise from shadow, wings etched in steel silver light. This black-silver toning isn't damage, it's nature's masterpiece. When silver meets air and decades, it paints itself in midnight. Every shade, every spot is unique. No two coins will ever mirror each other. Collectors whisper about these 1960 with D pieces like myths. So many were melted when silver prices surged. So few remain in true fine condition, uncleaned, unaltered. Dealers say when one surfaces, the room goes silent. Why? Because this coin is the threshold. It bridges the bright optimism of the 50s with the modern era that followed. Owning one feels like holding history's turning point between your fingertips. And now, the finale number, the legend that keeps collectors awake. The current market value of the 1960 D Washington silver quarter dollar, in black-shaded antique condition, stands at $190,000. That's the mythic figure passed down in collector lore. And the truth behind it? Demand is surging, scarcity is rising, and silver's value is marching forward. Wait for time, and this coin's worth could soar beyond imagination. Don't take this as fantasy. Take it as a sign that real treasure never dies. It simply matures. Confirm the D mint mark on the reverse, clear and defined. Genuine silver shows a solid edge, no copper stripe. Keep its black patina intact, polishing erases value. Store in inert sleeves, low humidity, darkness. Let the shadows preserve the shine. Certification is everything. Grade before you trade. So here it is, the final gem in our collection. The 1960D silver quarter, a relic forged in the twilight of purity, sealed in darkness, and whispered to be worth $190,000. A symbol that small things can hold colossal stories and perhaps colossal fortunes. And there you have it, 10 coins, 10 legends, 10 chances hiding in plain sight across America. Somewhere out there, one of these treasures might already be sitting in your pocket, your attic, or your family's old coin jar. So before you spend your change, look again. Because the next time you flip a quarter, you might just flip your destiny. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, your home for daily revelations from the hidden world of American silver and history. Hit that subscribe, ring that bell, and join the hunt, because tomorrow's story could be the one that makes you the legend.